Hi, I am Shahrose and this is the final version of Delivery Mania. First of all, I'm going to show you the new features and some of the improvements I've made based on your suggestions and the feedback, and then I will talk about some implementation. So as you can see, this is the main menu. Does not look anything good, but yeah. So you can navigate with keyboard, you don't need the mouse. Actually, you don't need the mouse in the whole game. So you can press space to select. There's some information, very basic. Quitting will quit if you are in the actual play mode. And let's start play and it will transition to the main game scene. So uh, as you remember, this is the parking lot where we can move around to get a feel of how the car drives. So let's see what's new in the city. There's this new pop-up, and if you see in the map, it is a real-time map now. So it's not a static image like last time. We get this same notification, but now it's animated. So I've done this with lean twin package using UI tuning, and uh, if I press space to accept, now it clearly tells me where to go. So let's see number 5 and let's go there. Notice the NPCs, they are animated now. Last time they were not. So if I go to the right place, we still get the order to deliver anywhere. I think it's very crucial for the game. And if we delivered last time, it would only update the score and nothing happened on this screen for the player to notice. But notice now, here goes the food and you properly get notified and the score is updated, of course. So if you go back now and let's try one more time. Oh, by the way, uh, yeah, you can hear it. There's now traffic. It was not here before. It only got here when we delivered the first food. And let's take another order quickly. So deliver at 39. By the way, notice how the camera is extremely dynamic now. It used to only follow player, but now it can move and actually not move if there is not much movement. So this is done with Cinemachine, and let's see where it is 39. But yeah, let's not deliver at the right place. So if I deliver here, yeah, I thought the sounds were funny, so I just added them. And yeah, notice how the score has changed again. And yeah, this is the main thing. And I have a shortcut for doing increasing the difficulty. So right now I'm changing and see how there is more traffic now. And uh, yeah, let me show you one of more features. So if I accept it and I hope it will be on this side. Yeah, so the thing I'm going to show you is that when the difficulty is increased to do, you get these roadblocks, and uh, I've spent a lot of time making sure that they work correctly and they're not super annoying. And at this difficulty, some of the traffic is faster than the others. And let's try to let's try to hit something. So if I hit here, it shows me this notification, blast away the car, and then reloads the scene. But notice now there is no notification because that only showed for the first time because the player was new that time. And if I try to kill myself now, it also does not show the avoid traffic, and that is also new for the new players. And also notice, even though the score is 0, we still have traffic. So this is the global difficulty, so it's not dependent on the score. There is a manager for global difficulty. And About the roadblocks, yeah, every time you uh, deliver, the roadblocks will change. They're not static. And yeah, this is the game. So yeah, about the roads are still the same size, but I have shrink down the traffic and player car, and I think it looks much more manageable now. So a- and yeah, there's also this pause menu where you can lower the volume or quit back to like the main menu. Yeah, let's quit, and it will take us back to menus. So yeah, this is the game. And now let's go to talk about some implementation. So this is the very basic stuff. I have two menus and I switch them based on which the player has selected. And I have also put the audio for clicks, and I have a default selected when the game first starts. So most of the interesting things are of course in the other scene. Yeah, so first of all, let's talk about how I am detecting the buildings because that's the most important part. So if you notice here in buildings, after outside every building, I have a small block where I detect and check with the triggers if we are at the correct place or not. And these icons only show up in the menu. Sorry, in the minimap and not in the actual game. So when I deliver some food, notice that every building has a door, and this is just an empty game object that is at the door, of course. So this is what the food object when it is the prefab of food when it is instantiated at player place, it moves toward this thing while rotating. And remember how it rotates in a very weird way? That was on accident, but I really liked it. So that was buildings, and then NPCs. They follow these waypoints. Actually, you can see the waypoints right here. So simple waypoints, they follow them, and the exact same thing is happening with the traffic. The difference here is that, of course, the NPCs have animations. So I have this one animator, uh, sorry, yeah, where I have this blend tree and change the animations, and I have made separate animations for each NPC. Maybe there was a better way to do this because it was tiresome to only have the sprite of the uh, NPC change and still have the same animation. However, I did not made several animators. I override the first one, so it says first one, but I override it with other NPCs. So this was very handy. And after that, we have yeah, these are the waypoints that they follow. The roadblocks, yeah, extremely important. So these roadblocks, they're based on streets. So these columns are the streets, and uh, actually, let's just show you some code now. So these happen. So this is the main script that is this is the meat of everything, the delivery handler, and yeah, I've broken the object-oriented uh, principle of like solid single responsibility class because it is doing a lot of things. And the main, yeah, what was I talking about? Yeah, sorry, the difficulty thing. So if I go to difficulty, you can see based on the level, I set the difficulty. So first of all, introduce traffic and introduce roadblocks and then keep introducing them later on. So the uh, 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 yeah, the roadblocks, they appear. I can quickly show you because I have a shortcut and these are very important. Yeah, so you can see now they appear on score 2, but notice how that they do not block consecutive lanes, streets, because if they're blocking everything, you cannot go anywhere, right? So I made whenever one street is open, the other street is blocked, but only from one way, not both ways, because then you cannot access the houses in between. And see how they change, but they're never annoying. They're only a hurdle that the player can easily like overcome. And notice the traffic still goes over them because they're still following the waypoints. It's not intelligent, sorry. Yeah, so I spent uh, quite a lot of time on getting that feature right. Yeah, here's the evidence. I tried so many random combinations and yeah, only got one where it looks it works very nicely. So yeah, in the delivery handler, we detect building by checking their tags and show the appropriate what's it called, the pop-ups, and then disable them after some time. And when the order is accepted, also show the what's it called, the address, increment everything, increment the HUD. These I've made to show that you can use it without actually delivering. So this was for testing purpose. So if I press 2, it shows plus, and this is the minus thing. And I can also explode on, yeah, this was handy in testing. Uh, you can press H to see these extra admin controls that are not expected from the player. And yeah, let's pause this. So those were the roadblocks. And yeah, about the difficulty. So this is the difficulty. This one is like local. It will reset. But what I'm doing is I have a game master and set the difficulty in that one. So this singleton guy like holds the information to retain during the loads. So it will set the difficulty, like the global difficulty, even if the score is lower, but player has once achieved that, so it will start from that. And then I have, yeah, the player controller. So not even gonna lie, this is what I found on a tutorial and tried to follow it, but it was extremely helpful when it comes to these public variables, like the speed things. So when I was testing it with a friend, uh, she, uh, she really appreciated that I could change this. And one of the complaints in testing was uh, that the car felt very like fast, but the problem actually that I noticed was that the camera was static, just following player in a single place. But now, as you can see by this icon, I have on the main camera the cine machine. And this thing, this is magic. I can say that. Yeah, you don't have to do anything, only set these areas. So in this area, you can move around, the camera will not move. In this area, it will adjust a little, and the red area is where the player will never go. Yeah, so it moves around dynamically and works like magic. I'm not even gonna take any credit for this, but yeah, thanks to Cinemachine, it works great. So, moving on, I have minimap icons, and yeah, these icons they only show in the minimap, as I said, and not in the actual game because that would be too easy for the player to know where to go. And if I play again, yeah, this is how Cinemachine is detecting with the yellow dot. And yeah, about the minimap. So Even if there is traffic, it does not show up on the minimap and neither the roadblocks, because that is also a difficulty that the player has to overcome and not rely on the game. And what else? Uh, yeah, this is the lean to in where I tune in the transitions and then change scene or do whatever. Main menu, tire marks. Uh, these marks and smoke particles appear when the player is pressing the brake button. And let's see what else is interesting. Yeah, I still have the previous old minimap with Q, but player is only expected to press the tab, and H is for admin control, extra help. So yeah, one of the things when I deliver it somewhere, so like here, if it is success or not, I instantiate the prefab for the deliver food and tell it's our position. Then in the deliver food script, it it finds the position, player position, and it also looks what address was passed to the address bar, and it tries to go there. And when it uh, not yeah sorry not look at the address bar, but where the player is trying to deliver at that door, whether it's correct or not, it will go to that empty game object of door. And I have these random sprites for different foods that I randomly choose. And yeah, this was the botched rotation that makes the food go crazy. And when I get there, I show the particle. Yeah. So, oh, notice how I'm doing this in delivery success. Also doing this stuff in failure. Looks very bad, I know. It used to be like one time and only do relevant things in fail or success, but I wanted to add this wait before the animation, like the pop-up. I could not figure out how to do it while having only one prefab, because it takes the success variable before going somewhere so that it can show particle. So I placed it two times. Yeah, looks bad, sorry. And I also have a checkpoint. When the player dies, it respawns here. And this was the previous camera controller. I don't use it thanks to Cinemachine. And oh, I never used the stats. I wanted to use this, but I then shifted everything to the game master. And is there anything else? Yeah, the sound effects, of course. So depending on the engine, like how fast the car is going, change the engine volume, change the pitch, and add the braking sound if the player is braking, the blast sound, and things like that. And for that, I have very convenient audio mixer where we can individually change everything. But when the player wants to change, it only changes the master, because yeah, of course. And do we have anything else? Prefab these little mosquitoes. And yeah, I think that's all. Let me see if I have missed anything. I don't think so. So I have worked on it a lot and a lot for testing. As you can see, there's not many features since the last time, but everything is like done very carefully, and I invite you to play it, try to break it. I hope it will not break, because yeah, I've spent a lot of time doing everything, and frankly speaking, it actually feels good and nice to play now. It used to be very static, but with everything I have done now, it I I feel pleasure in playing this. So yeah, try this. It has been tested extensively, and I hope you like it. Thank you so much, and yeah, I'll be going.